guys, it's Sherry Vegas and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be having some fun and going really crazy with colour, and we're going to be doing some negative space resin pours. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the polls that I did letting everyone choose the colours, picking between the two. So now we've got some really crazy colours we're going to be working with today because no one knew what I was going to be creating, but they just picked colours that they liked. And the pigments that we're mostly going to be using today are from Resin Art. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. I will put the link below. But they are an American-based brand. So for all of my American viewers, I finally found some pigments that are already in America, so you do not have to get them shipped from Australia, because I know most of the products I use are Australian based. We are also going to be using the MAKE ART resin today to make this. So we're using the MAKE ART resin today for all of these little mini artworks that we're going to be creating, and this is a Gold Coast based brand, so I'll leave all the links below, but I really do love this resin. If you haven't noticed, I've been using it quite a lot. The colours that we're going to be using today is a black from Barnes, and that is my absolute most favourite black. Then I have got copper, and this is a resin tint, and it's from LA Chem. And then I have got lemonade, and this is from Color Passions. Then fantasy fuchsia, and I'm also going to be using an interference red, which I'm very excited about. I really like interference colors. They look really cool, and it's going to pop really nicely on the black base. And then we've got peach fuzz, and I think the last color that I used is abalone shell. That's right, the last color I used on this side is abalone shell. On the second side, we're going to be using this white cell base, and this is from LA Chem resin. Then I've got turquoise tint from Barnes. Then we've got, I think it's Tahiti sunrise or sunset, one or the other. This beautiful seagrass, which I'm absolutely loving, one of my favorites out of this color range. Then we've got Indian spice, and then I think we're finishing off with some aquamarine, which is another one of my favorites, and an interference gold. For my negative space pours, I like to do a base color, and this creates that negative space. So on one side I've got the black from Barnes, and on the other side I've got that cell base, which is a white, and these are great negative space base colors because the colors are going to pop on them. So I'm just doing pours down the center for both of these, and then I just come along with my heat gun on my white, and then I use my heat gun to kind of direct and push and create those cells and separate those colors and have it flow across the white. Then on the other side, I'm doing a very similar effect where I'm pouring a line. I decided to do this one off center and with a slight curve. I'm just making sure also too to not pour colors that are too similar directly on top of each other. So like the peach fuzz and the fuchsia fantasy, they look quite similar to each other. So I made sure I put like a different color, like I think I put a lemonade in between each layer, just so that way they don't blend in too much. Then I just got my heat gun and poured and just tilted until I got an effect that I was happy with. I did go back and do the other side, and I think I shouldn't have done the two different artworks at the same time because I think my attention was split, and I did end up overworking the other side a bit too much. I wanted to blow it out a bit more because I thought there was too much color like just down the center. So I did overwork that, but oh well, it looked pretty before I ruined it. That was so much fun creating those two artworks because I just went with it, and whatever happened, happened, and sometimes it's nice to do that. And also because you guys picked the most randomest colors, if you were involved in that poll, that there's colors that I normally wouldn't like pair together or just even use, because I think, like, you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram and stuff like that, you know that I use mostly like more muted tones, like that's kind of my jam. So actually, like, going out of my comfort zone and using really bright clashing colors, I think looks really great together, especially with this style of pouring, because we've got either our white base or our black base. So we're kind of starting off on a really nice neutral and then adding really beautiful vibrant colors that are going to pop on either one of those black or white bases. I think I'm going to do another one. So I think for the next pour, I'm going to do white base again, using that Cell White base. So that's an excellent product to use on the base for negative pours. I don't recommend it using it on top, because it is designed to be a base pigment. And if you want it to use something on top like a Cell White, I would probably recommend the Color Passion Cell White, which is the top cell. I know, a little bit confusing that some pigments are for base, some pigments are for like tops. But yeah, so I'd recommend the Cell Base if you want to get that really cool lacing that is happening. So I think I'm going to put that down, and then I'm just going to use whatever colors I've got left, and then pour that all on top, and maybe do like a bloom pour where I pour it all in the center and move it on out, because we've kind of done our lines. So let's get started in that.
To start with, I just poured down my Cell White, the Cell Base from LA Chem, and I'm just going to coat the surface of my board as I did previously. And then the colors that I'm using today, I am using the same colors as before, but I've mixed the two together. So I've got Peach Fuzz, I've got Aquamarine, I've got Indian Spice, I've got Turquoise from Barnes, Seagrass, and the Interference. I'm pretty sure I went with Interference Gold instead of Interference Red. And those are mostly from that Resin Art, and I'll add all of the links down below. I really do like those pigments, especially now because Artie Sue's no longer doing her pigments, so these are really beautiful colored powder pigments. Oh my god, a mouthful. So I would definitely recommend checking them out, especially if you are in the US, because I know that they come from California. I just started off by pouring all of the different colors on top of each other to create a sort of a puddle pour, and then I think I went back and poured a few more of the same color on top. Yeah, I did Aquamarine and the Indian Spice, and then I just got my heat gun and blew it in the center, and then blew that going outwards into 6 different points. Then I picked up my board and I just started to tilt it to stretch the pigment out. Look at that Peach Fuzz, it is stunning. Like, I'm so glad I put that on the bottom, because it is absolutely popping against like the greens and the blues and the golds in this, and that Cell Base has really made it sell up. So this looked really pretty.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help my channel out. It also lets YouTube know to share this video to more people that enjoy resin, just like yourself. If you're new to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button, as I post new videos every single week, all to do with art, craft and DIY, and a lot of resin. So don't forget to hit that, and if you haven't hit the notification bell already, please do, because that way you get notified every single time I post, which is generally every week. And I just want to give a big thank you to MAKE ART RESIN. If you want to support Australian brand, definitely go and check them out. I'll leave all of their details in the description below. I really enjoy their resin, and I've been using their casting resin, their art resin and their top coat for all of my latest works. So I want to give a big thank you to them for sponsoring this video. And I also want to just give a little shout out to the new pigments that we've used today. I really enjoyed these pigments. I would definitely go and give them a check out, especially if you are in the US. Definitely go and check them out. And also too, I think they're going to be a really good alternative now that Artie Sue is no longer around, because as you know, I love my powder pigments because they're so easy to work with, and these are so bright and vibrant and shimmery and shiny. So definitely go and give them a check out, and I'll leave their details in the description box below. And let me know what you thought of like this technique. Leave it in the comments below, and if you've tried something like this, or if you're gonna try this now, I'd love to see what you do, so don't forget to tag me. Thank you guys so much for watching.